Yeah. Are they at places like restaurants?
Very good. That's a good well skill. Speaks of you, the good wells are good friends of ours.
Hi, this is Jamie Schechter, reporting news. Me and Ethan are now presenting the party. My karma's not... Ethan, okay. Okay, ready, set, go. Here we are at the Shea Schechter. Come on. Stop it! Daddy? Daddy, I don't have any money.
Tell them you're from the family.
7 years you've been retired.
Tell them you're the grandchild, okay?
That maybe even came close to you. One-armed man. Yeah, the hook.
You working with him?
Yeah.
Can you get us all right? He'll get you. Where's the mic? Where was...
Sounds good, right? Not really. He's gonna find out.
It's with the Dodgers.
Well, not really.
They're gonna...
Here we are. Wait, keep it up.
Get out.
Please, for a minute.
Oh, wait a minute.
1 minute. Keep it up.
Most people have had the main portion of dinner, and I'd like to do a couple of what I call house cleaning things to begin with here, so that I don't forget them. First of all, I think Phyllis LeGue and Harry Stacy did a great job in putting this together tonight, and I think we owe them a round of applause for all the work they did. I think they did a nice job. On my behalf, certainly, I thank them very much, because it made it much easier for me. Secondly, I don't know how many of you know that we have a marriage tomorrow. I certainly didn't know it until earlier tonight. Dennis, Bayu, and Andrea are being married tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock, and they're spending the evening with us. And I think that's a tremendous tribute, and our best to you tomorrow and for the rest of your life. Congratulations. As I thought of what I was going to say tonight, I decided that my remarks should be brief, because originally this was going to be a roast for Bill, and most people thought it was going to be on his last day of work, and so I had a long line of people that wanted to roast him. Then they found out he was working next week. They figured the plant was going to be shut down. They wouldn't sit in tonight. No casting from Pine Tree and nothing in the finished goods. And so it's turned out to be much shorter than we thought it was going to be.
Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine. Everybody, I think, kind of chickened out. The next thanks I think we owe is to Mrs. Shea. Puffy has shared Bill with us for 22 years, and we really appreciate the fact that she has allowed him to become a significant part of most of our lives, and I think we owe her a round of applause also. Bill has, over the years, shared with us several stories of his family, And we're fortunate to have his family here with us tonight, and I'd like Bill to introduce that family for us. Bill?
Okay. All the photographers. Bill Jr.
What's it?
Mike Schechter. Right in front of him is Ethan Schechter. And we have Kimmy Madden. Carol Shea Schechter. Jamie. Carol Madden sits over here. I'm kind of mixed up. We have John Madden. And who did I skip?
Sandy.
Sandy. Okay, Sandy Schechter. Way over
No,
there.
you sit there.
You stand up.
Yeah. So, they all came quite a distance to be here. Texas, Florida, and Massachusetts.
I have a couple of things here. You'll have to excuse me while I try to go through my bag of tricks. And they're really not tricks, Bill, please. We need production next week. See if I can find what I'm looking for here. First of all, most of you, I think, have probably been around long enough, only takes about 5 or 10 minutes, to listen to the bent barrel stories. Most of the problems at Sturm Ruger with our rifles have been due to bent barrels. And Bill, for years, has had fixtures built, gauges built, instructions, and all kinds of things to prove to us that the reason we have problems with our rifles is bent barrels. Now this morning I took one of our rifles and had it shot at the range. You know, I didn't say I shot. I had it shot at the range, and the target came out looking like that. Okay? It's a pretty good target. Better than I could shoot. And so I'd like you to have that, Bill. Shot this morning. Now, after he shot that, what I did was, because it's a firearm, if you have the receiver attached, I took the barrel off that rifle to present to him tonight. And the barrel is right here. The fact that you think corrosion even is caused by bent barrels. Bent barrels are not bad. That should be presented to you. Thank you very much. As an aside, I have to say that he's finally convinced all of us in the company that one of our problems is that we're bending our own barrels, and they are not really working the way they should work. Second thing I have is something private that you people probably don't know goes on between Bill Shea and myself. Can I tell this, Bill?
I don't know what it is.
For 6 years now, Bill has been filling out performance appraisal reports. You as supervisors know what those look like. And they're done annually on each of our people. And every time I get one from Bill, this is a secret, I write unacceptable and send it back to him, because he marks all his people at the top of the category. Never any deficiencies at all. They are all at the top. I've finally given in, and I now have revised, for Bill's purposes only, please, the annual performance appraisal report. And I've got it framed here for him tonight. And I've changed a few things on it. It's really made for his ease in his old age. The only thing you have to fill out is the name and the signature. I've taken off those categories called marginal. I've taken off fair. I've taken off needs to improve. We no longer even have competent. Commendable is gone. Right? And regularly performs above expected level. We have no one that low in inspection. Everyone here now is distinguished, consistently performs at an outstanding level. All other categories have been blanked out. And so as you get older, Bill, actually all you have to do is put an X down. You all know.
I marked these. My homework.
Leon, I think, has something also to say, and then I'll be back on the floor, I guess. Leon?
Okay. All I've got for Bill is a couple of mementos from Pine Tree. But before I give them to Bill, I need to make a little bit of explanation. When I went round to a few people in Pine Tree and said, what do you remember about Bill Shea? Most of them said, well, it's those friendly, caustic remarks that he makes about Pine Tree castings. And so... Caustic, Bill? So generally what happens is I almost dread every day when Lionel brings around the mail with these mailing envelopes to hear one of them chink with steel castings. Usually it's from Bill. So what usually Bill does is if we've got, you know, it doesn't happen very often when we have a scrap casting, but if we have one with a shrink in it, Bill very carefully feeds a wire tag carefully through the shrink and twists it and says, Leon, Pine Tree does it again. You know, or, and how can you ship stuff like this? Stuff. And he doesn't. He used to sign it Bill, but then he changed it to just be putting a little pair of glasses and saying, you know, Pine Tree inspectors need glasses. So that's the explanation I need to do, because I've got two things. One is a little poem that I made up. Of course, I'm a very amateur poet, so you'll have to live with it. Wear my glasses.
It's so true.
I entitled it, Our Boy Bill. There is an old friend whose name is Bill Shea, who finally decided to retire one day. After years of inspection had faithfully passed, he decided August 28th would be the last. Between Ruger and Pine Tree, he strove for the best. The drawings and castings he put to the test. His basic approach was all common sense, because that's what made us our dollars and cents. If all else failed, and you didn't agree, you could always blame old faithful Pine Tree. It's a pit, or a shrink, or maybe bad waxes. Whatever it is, your inspectors need glasses. Now, glasses were Bill's friendly signature whenever a casting defect would occur. How many, we'd ask, and what's the percentage? A lot, half the batch, just to create the advantage. But on careful research, we found but a few and returned the parts for Bill to review. We now say au revoir to our boy Bill, but look in at Ruger's, as I'm sure you will. Just now and again at a leisurely pace, we'd all look forward to that smiling face. You've been my idol, you faithful old sage, and I never believed you were quite that age. I was asked to write something, at least a roast, but this poor poem will serve as a toast. To Bill Shea, to Puffy, and your memorable ways, good health and happiness in your retirement days. The good days we remember, the bad we forget. But to name your successor is a hard one, you bet. This is a casting. As usual, I couldn't find one with a defect. So you'll have to take it a good casting. Thanks a lot, Bill, for a good 22 years for you and 17 that I've known you. And I hope you have a very happy retirement. Thank you. is all right.
Go for it.
I want to jump out.
You want to stand back?
Probably made him alive over there.
Disappeared. It's just porosity.
You can put a pair of glasses on it for you, Bill.
Isn't that
That's probably their finest creation.
I spent a few minutes this afternoon with Bill Sr., and he apologizes for not being able to be here tonight, but wanted to make sure that to the group, it's a real tribute in the last week and days, including today, to see Bill out there solving the problems that we have day to day, and it just doesn't stop. I'm just not sure where it's going to go next week, and Bill, in his pensive way, sat back this afternoon and said, "Earl, you haven't told me how you're going to replace this act." And I said, "Bill, you're right. I haven't decided how we're going to replace this act." And so that there's a lot of thought going into it, but it's going to be difficult to do. In closing, a couple of comments. One on appreciation, and difficult for us to express our appreciation of Bill, because I think to most of us in the room, and earlier tonight, before Bob Tibbetts got here, he was the oldest one here. And I don't think he understands that father image that he has played for most of us over the years, and it really has been an important stabilizing image. And I think it's almost everybody, as I look out in the room tonight, that's an employee has been upset at Bill one day or another of something that we were trying to accomplish on a short-term objective, and he was sitting there really, as Father Confessor, saying, "I'd like to let this go, but today we've reached the end. We can't." So I think we all kind of look at Bill in that position. With respect to appreciation, I'd just like to read a quote from the author O. Henry, and I think it kind of sums up where we're going to be. And I quote, "You can't appreciate home until you've left it, money until it's spent, your wife till she's joined a woman's club, nor Old Glory till you see it hanging on a broomstick on the shanty of a council in a foreign town. Bill, although we know how great you are, I'm sure we've never appreciated you like we will next month." Thank you very much. Which we'd like you to open.
I think we got to let Puffy open up. Pretty
Right
big.
over there.
Here, you want to do it over here?
You do it right over there, Puffy.
This is, no. You're on your own tonight, Bill. And then we'll have him cut his cake, at least one piece, and they'll take it away and cut the rest of the kitchen for you. We made it easy on you, Bill. I always tried to do that for you.
Not for that, I haven't.
Here we go.
There's nothing in there.
Hold it so careful.
Just pretend it was a Wilson barrel you're taking apart. First the strength, then the mind.
I'll have my knife back.
Yeah.
parting words of wisdom, Bill?
No, I don't think so. Keep up the good work, and the only reason I'm sorry to leave is I want to miss all these people. I had a lot of fun. I've never had one day that I hated to go to work.
I don't know if you've seen the cake or not. It's a man in a hammock. One piece, and they said they'd cut the rest in the kitchen. Kind of like inspection, you know, one piece is good or bad based on that one piece. Right? That's the first time I ever heard you say that on the first piece. And I think there'll be coffee right out also.
Jamie Schechter, what did you think of this? Ethan, what do you think about what they said about your grandpa?
It was good, but it was funny. But
Can't get you in focus,
it was funny, but I just can't wait to taste that cake.
Okay. Ethan and Jamie, I have one question to ask. In 5 years, have you ever hated once going to school?
Never. I really love it.
Jamie? No comment?
My laughter, Brett. I don't know. I'm just gonna push him off his shoulder. Ow!
Launch?
No! Said I only had one life to give for my country. Get caught me. We are battling the wicked and ugly Seymour.
Toho! Toho! Toho!
See, he knows minimal English. Saying stuff like
I have your sister. Give up. Give up! I got her. If your sister will...
Go down. 1, 2, 3, freeze. 1, 2, 3, freeze. 1, 2, 3, freeze.
The Sacred Peace Treaty. I want it recorded that the Sacred Peace Treaty was broken by Josh Simon.
What's your favorite of all?
I think it'll be known as the Festival of Insects.
Dad, let me in.
That's what we'll call it.
I'm looking at everybody.
I want to be the host.
Did you see September?
So I saw
September
Alex.
Days.
I rented it and I didn't like it. I
Well-
love Radio Days.
Radio Days is a great one.
Is that the one with the place in I love that one. Oh, that's Broadway Days. Oh, I love that. That was great.
What-
Mia Farrow is so great in that role.
Who's sharing it?
I love Danny Aiello.
I love yes.
He's sort of an Italian Bill Schechter.
When after Josh,
I think it's time.
I always felt like that movie saved my life. That watching that movie, I just fell apart laughing. So I had this great emotional attachment to that movie, and I always thought I should write Woody Allen a letter and tell him how the movie, the hysterical funniness in that movie saved my mental state.
You know what's so funny? Molly and Rose. Barney
Yeah, definitely.
Ethan?
because he thinks
I love that
Barney's awesome.
Yeah.
What?
I like that. Annie Hall's my most favorite.
Okay, B, are you
Yeah,
trying
I'd
to
say
sell
Annie
my...
Hall's my favorite.
Dad,
There were just some scenes in that movie that are like, his. No, I know
And all
that.
the
His
scenes of the
grandma, her
family.
grandmother called him something.
Well, that was a real milestone in filmmaking too, because at that point, he had never done anything else like that. No, it was like a milestone.
Sarah, what did he do? What did he do?
On-screen.
What did he do?
Gave me an Indian burn. Here, want me to demonstrate it?
Outrageous humor. No, flashbacks to childhood and take the money and run.
Ethan.
I don't think. I think it was just there was a great combination of his growing.
Sarah,
Yes.
this is your second time at the Wildflower Inn. Is that correct?
Yes.
What do you think of the Wildflower?
It's nice. It's very nice. I like it a lot.
What are the 3 things you like best about it?
That it's a family-oriented inn. Like kids are welcome.
Yeah,
And it's pretty.
yeah.
And
What do you think about having to spend a week with Ethan Schechter?
extremely nerve-wracking.
Wow. And has your brother been under control pretty much?
Yes.
Well, do you see yourself coming back to the Wildflower next year?
Yes, but for not as long.
You thought this was a little too long, perhaps?
Just a tiny bit, yes.
Maybe a day or so?
Yes.
Okay, anything you want to say to people back in Brookline?
Peace.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yes.
I'm asking everyone the same question. Perhaps you could sit a little bit forward.
Come on. Shh.
What did the Wildflower experience mean to you?
Just, I don't know.
Did you enjoy yourself?
Yes.
What do you like about this place?
It's nice. It's got a good view, a swimming pool. Nice room.
What was it like having to spend 5 or 6 days with Sarah Sardin?
I plead the fifth.
Uh,
Speak up! On the back in a max. You have to fight the school! Here we are at the little kiddie pool. Where Ethan usually takes his daily swim. Come on,
Ethan, don't go near water.
Want to eat out.
don't.
Very slow.
The idea of not leaving.
And there's some faithful wildflower play. They're my shoes. Shoe close up, shoe close up. Now let's focus on that.
Yeah.
I know.
Some way you can make.
Can I interview you? No. Why not? Come on. What? I want to, because I'm here. There's no
That's a really good.
Come on, Sarah. I just. What?
But to have a picnic out here, that's a good idea.
Look at that.
Barbecue setups, picnic setups, and everything. And I spent the whole summer trying to convince the chef. And
Let's get a good close up of a
When you go too fast, people get dizzy watching.
I want to see what you really sell. So I did. It was horrible. Well, it was no. This guy is not the most creative guy in the world.
Jeez, man.
They were all in a hurry and they threw this thing together. It had no
Don't point that
eye
at
appeal at all. Saw it. They had made it the night before. All these little things that you have to.
Here's the great flowers.
So that was the first It's obviously not. He didn't want to do it.
Dad, close up, Dad, close up, Dad, close up.
Let me hear this.
I also had some romantic pictures.
Yo, this is your cameraman. Now let's get back to the tour.
It was just horrible.
Well, it sounds like a.
There's my mom.
For the Whitefish Chalet, the
Oh, God. There's Mary, too. Eileen, Dad. There.
bought it maybe 15 years
I'll be back.
to get out of the city, and they have not done well. They really haven't. And they're wonderful.
Ciao. This is my first masterpiece.
The red light on now?
No, here's the, okay, here's the sweets. Like them, huh? Yep, word is they got jacuzzis. Now I'm scoping the landscape, getting you to know your environment. Good, huh? You'll know it. Over there's the barn. See that building way over there? That's the barn with the old fishing hole. Really cool tree. It's nice to sit under. Tree solo, tree solo, tree solo. Neat, huh? There's the main inn right over there where we eat our breakfast, chow, and sometimes dinner. There we go with the house, with the old garage. Then we get to some trees, the badminton / volleyball net. There's Sarah, and a guy reading. Here we have the great swing set. Don't you love it? And here's the tree solo, tree solo, tree solo. Okay, we're back here with Ethan's wild side tour, the Wildflower Inn. Great place. No, I don't. Here's the cool water slide. Well, not water slide, waterfall. I'll be back in a minute to show you the sun and jacuzzi. Flowers. Oh yeah, we're back on. Is my coat missing? Where is Shea? Sandy, Shea!
Hi, folks.
You know we're from such films as Sick on a Whale Watch and other fine masterpieces. Watch out for that faithful employee mowing the lawn. And it is a great lawn at that. Don't you think? Here we are, and here in the building for the exclusive sauna and jacuzzi. Here's a great lawn chair for maxing and relaxing. Let's get a great view from it. Aha, you ditched me. I told you to come up. And here's Jamie Schechter. Hi. Let's see a mickety knock and a wickety whack. Please? No. He declined to be interviewed. Tepid 90 degrees with our 4 bubblers. Many times the E-Meister is maxed and relaxed in this fine facility. There's Mom Chuckle, Mom Solo, Mom Solo, Mom Solo. Now we're back in here. This is the sauna. The G-Meister's closing the door as I max and relax in this fine facility. Let me out up to where we play bumper pool. Plenty of times I've played bumper pool here. It's a great place. Bumper game already half played. What do you? Oh, there, fire. Jamie solo, Jamie solo, Jamie solo. And here's Larry. Larry solo, Larry solo, Larry solo. Would you like to say something on? Would you two like to say something on Ethan's wild side tour of the Wildflower Inn?
Is it? I think it's off of it.
They couldn't be with us. Now it's over to the great movie entree viewing room. There's a cover from a movie, The Buttercream Man. Here's super duper baseball bloopers.
Bumper pool, and we're out of here.
And there's, inside this faithful machine, is the Buttercream Gang. There's that great TV. Do you two have anything to say on E's wild side tour of the Wildflower Inn?
We love it. We love it. It's the best.
Josh? It has won the gold medal. Bumper pool solo, bumper pool solo,
Yeah.
bumper pool solo.
You wanna play?
We're almost done with these wild side tour on the Wildflower Inn. Just gotta show you a few more things. Inside there with the closed shutters, that's where I sometimes ate chow in the morning. Here are those great benches. And as we move along, some people. Really nice area. My family and close friends are family. Aside from intimate shepherds, relaxing and maxing by the pool. I'll be over there in a sec. Cutting. Here's a tree we had a solo earlier. Now as we move on, this beautiful white gate. White gate solo, white gate solo, white gate solo. Hi, do you have anything to say on Ethan? Yes, Ethan is the biggest jerk.
After he drops the camera, you can do whatever you want.
Here we are.
Jamie, come here. I want to talk to you.
Rock solo, rock solo, rock solo.
Sarah, do you want to change?
Listen to me.
Are you derivative of Wayne's World?
Listen to me. When we're finished with the
People
fair,
have been
we're
accused
leaving back to
of me.
Boston.
I've been accused
We're out of this area.
You with the filmmaker here of the, what do you call this film, sir?
Ease Wild Side Tour of the Wildflower. It's a calm but solo-rific show. It's got great appearances by Sarah, Mom, as you know from Sick on the Whale Watch, Jamie the Jerk, rocks, trees, saunas, jacuzzis, the whole shebang, landscape, the old fishing hole. What else do you need? I hope you like this tour of the wild tour, the Wildflower.
Oh,
It's not over yet.
I shut it off.
Turn it back on, quick.
But don't lick
Okay.
the lens. Stand.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention two of the other kids, Josh and Larry Simon. Thank you all. Check.